What up? Hey guys, Steve Felicetti here with SJF Graphic Arts. Another episode of Shut Up and Color. What I wanted to share with you guys today is I got this assignment recently. The whole situation is a couple. They lost their baby. They had a child that was born in October, premature, Lucy, and a few days after she was born, and after a struggle, she hung in there for as long as she could. She died, and pretty devastating thing. Not something something you really got to think about. When you're asked to portray. When you so what happened is let me jump back for a minute. I was hired to do a painting of the family. Now it's kind of an interesting twist to the story, not really a twist, but just an interesting layer to it. The family was trying to have the child for a long time, this husband and wife, and they weren't having any success. And so they decided to adopt. So they, put in an adoption, and about the time the adoption was going through, and everything was going smooth. They were going to get the baby that they were trying to adopt. A little, I believe he was 2 or 3 year old boy. She got pregnant. The wife gets pregnant. And that's where Lucy comes in. So, kind of complicated things a little bit. You got a lot of different moving parts there. So, it had to be a very traumatic and emotional time for them. I'm sure both spectrums. They're getting a child and losing a child. So, there's a lot of things I had to think about when I was asked to do a painting of this family, and it was good that I took the time to really delve into how that would affect a person or or a couple, and I even called my daughter-in-law, who had a similar experience, and asked her for some things about her emotions, and my son at the time what they went through and stuff, even though it was pretty familiar to me, but I wanted to kind of hear it again. So that's what I did, and I'm gonna pull up the screen here and show you guys kind of the process I went through to create this painting, because it's kind of interesting, and this might be something you guys might have to deal with sometime down the road. I don't know, but I thought it was worth sharing. So. All right, so we should be recording now, and hopefully. So this is the painting that I came up with, and I probably may have a few details to work out on it and everything still, but for the most part, it's complete. They're looking at it. Actually, the people that hired me to do it is like the neighbors. So it's friends and neighbors in the neighborhood that all pitched in, hire me to do this painting for this couple. So they don't even know that I'm doing the painting, which is pretty awesome. I mean, the neighbors, all kind of got together and were like, hey, we need to do something to help them through this healing process and stuff. Because like I said, it was October. It's been almost a full year now. A few months short of it. because we're sitting right now in July. So I'll just give you kind of a feel here. So these are some of the pictures of the couple, and of course I'm gonna get permission to show this before I actually put this on my site or anything. I want to make sure that they're okay with me showing the pictures. So this is the little boy they adopted. He's a little bit older here than he was in the original pictures, and I'll show you what those look like. So I guess right around the time they did the adoption, this is the couple with the little boy. And some of these are kind of hard to see, man. They're because Lucy was struggling. It's not horrible, but it's still hard because you know what's happening, So cute little kid, for sure. So this is the picture that I kind of based my painting off of, right? But I didn't want them, I'm including Lucy in this picture, right? So I didn't want everybody grinning happy, because that didn't seem right to me. I didn't want them to be crying, but I wanted them to be kind of somber, but in a good place now, because that's where I hope they are. So, and these are some of the pictures of Lucy, okay, with the mother. As you can see, it was hard. Must have been a hard time. This picture here in particular I used in the painting, as a reference to get a good angle for the father. I thought that was, he's got a kind of grin on his face. It's not, he's not cheesy grin, he's just kind of smiling like, hey, we're gonna be okay. We got this, and I thought that was a good picture to use. So we'll go back to that in a second. And then there's just some other pictures of Lucy. Like some of them are, really hard to see. She obviously had a really hard time. I'm sure they had a hard time. This picture here I used for the mother. I thought it was a good angle. Again, she's got a slight smile on her face, and she's looking down. She's like, this is my daughter, and I'm gonna love her no matter what, right? And there's hard things to deal with, but so I wanted to kind of capture that, the painting, but in a good way, and hopefully I was able to accomplish that. Okay, so, and then some of these other ones, I just got a boy looking down, because none of the pictures, the son is the little boy is looking down, so I just kind of wanted to get a feel for what that would look like. So I just pulled this picture, piece of photography, whatever. I didn't use it, just as a reference. And then there's some other pictures of the family, So you like things to note, like the hair. She keeps her hair down, right? But here she's in the hospital. She's probably going through a rough time. They're probably getting out in the early morning to get there and everything, if they even went home, so she's just got her hair up kind of messy. So I wanted to make sure I could fix that, and make it more like it is in the picture, where, she wears it down and it's, beautiful and everything. So nice, and pushes it over to a side. So that was a challenge. All that was a challenge, because you're taking different photos as references, and then trying to add in the little details that you think are going to make this painting what it needs to be, right? And there's a cute kid. Look at that dude. Anyway, all right. So this is what I presented to the. And it was kind of interesting because they had some ideas of what they wanted to do. And I don't tell you, man, if you're an artist and you're hired to do work for anybody, the biggest piece, in my opinion, is you got to have your head in it. You know, like you got to have your heart and soul behind it. And you know, there were some suggestions about painting her like later on down the road. She was older, and things like that. And I just didn't feel right about that. So. You know, and I talked to the customers and everything, and I explained to them, you know, where I was coming from. But before I did that, I did this sketch right here, so I could explain to them what my idea was. You know, I didn't want to just, you know, confront them with their feelings and how this painting should look without an answer, right? You always want to bring an answer. You know, if you bring a problem, bring an answer, right? So I did this sketch, you know, and it's pretty, you know, rough, but it gives them the idea, you know, and the whole idea was, you know, you have Lucy as the center of attention. Everybody's kind of, he's got his hand on Lucy, she's holding Lucy, the young boy has his hand on Lucy, the sun is coming down and settling on Lucy. So that was kind of my whole, in my head, what I'm thinking this thing's going to look like, right? Obviously, you can't see all that in this sketch, but this is also for you as an artist to do these kind of things because it gives you an idea where you're going to go with this, you know, and you want to be honest with the customer. You want the customer to have a good idea of what they're going to be paying for, you know, like what your idea is as an artist that you're going to present in this painting that they're commissioning you to do. You want to have confidence that they're going to like what you're going to present before it's finished. Trust me. All right. So that's what I did. So I did the sketch. I sent it to him. Oh, I actually met with him, and we sat down and talked about it. And he was like, "Yeah, you know, you're right. That's exactly what we need to do. Let me talk to my neighbors and, you know, make sure everybody else is on board and everything." And they were. So they thought it was a good idea. So you know, it went well. Some of the stuff of me actually doing the work. If you guys want to see that, I could probably include it right into this video because this is only 13 minutes right now, maybe 5 minutes of stuff. But anyway, so here's where we are, you know. So this is what I came up with, and it has all the things. I was pretty proud of it because it's you know, they're very reserved, but they're still okay. You know, they're you know, they're smiling. They understand what's happened. It was a great loss, but Lucy was a part of their life for a short amount of time, and you know, they were blessed with that. You know, and they'll see Lucy again, hopefully someday, right? So, but you know, you can see I took the mom's hair down. That was a little bit of a challenge. But I think it came out pretty well. Father's got that, you know, he's got that same look in that picture, right, on his face. He's got his hand on the mother's hand, which is on Lucy. And they're gonna be all right, and he's gonna pull them through, and you know, he's gonna be the man that he needs to be in this moment. And the son is just, you know, he's kind of looking down at Lucy. He's got his hand on her shoulder, just understands that, you know, she's not with us anymore. But for the short time that she was his sister, you know, she was a good one, right? So, and he loved her. So, so that's kind of the whole idea there. And I changed, if you notice, the lighting, you know, coming from the left side of the screen, shines down on top of the father's head, on the side of the son's face, and then comes down onto Lucy, onto the father's hand, onto the mother's side of the face. So it kind of creates like almost like a yellow circle around Lucy. So the eye, even if you don't catch it right in the beginning, you're eventually going to be drawn to that. You're going to be drawn. Lucy's, a small portion of the painting, but she's hopefully, my hope is that, she stands out as, the most important part of the painting, which is what she is. Yeah, so a lot of times when you do these kind of things, the answers kind of come to you just by them sharing pictures with you and things like that. You can kind of figure out who they are from their photographs, from the things that they, little piece of their life that they share with you, so one of the things I definitely keyed in on was this forest. I mean, when you look at this forest that they're standing in, I don't know where it is. I don't know if it's somewhere they went, or if it's somewhere local to their home, or it's a favorite place they go, or whatever, but it's beautiful, right? And I immediately was drawn to the yellows, and the browns, and how it makes everything just kind of pop in front of it, right? So I used that. So when I did the painting, I used that. So it was another piece that I was able to pull from the photographs that they shared, and use it in the actual painting. All right, well, that's all I got for today. You can click like and follow and share and all that good stuff. You can check me out on Facebook at www.facebook.com/sjfgraphicarts.com. Also, my website, if you want to look at more of my work, you want to see my galleries, customer galleries. I got an online store, a bunch of good information there. That's at www.sjfgraphicarts.com. And hopefully we'll see you next time on a episode of Shut Up and Color. Shut up!